Hello and welcome back to Collabs Without Permission. I'm Vi, they, them, and this is an automated message at the beginning of today's live stream. I realized that my last live stream got a ton of residual views, which I did not expect, so this is for all of you that want to watch the VOD. It's going to be a mostly audio affair today. I'm going to be reading a bunch of Luke Gearing blog posts, so whether you're watching the VOD or tuning in live, it's going to be, you can kind of just listen to me in the background. I'm going to read a bunch of posts. We're going to discuss it with chat. It's going to be tons of fun. I don't know how long it's going to take or how many I'm going to read, but it's going to be a bunch of blog posts by Luke Gearing. So that's going to be fun. I'll timestamp after the intro screen here in the description. So it'll like you can... Oh, damn it. I exited the video. Well, that's a blunder. This whole thing, I had this whole bit where I was going to peek out from behind this. Shit. Well, damn. I've ruined my whole joke. Hello. I was just gonna say, here's the starting soon thing. I hit X instead of clicking back on the video. Well, that sucks. Well, hello. Yeah, that was a long time to set up that joke. That sucks, that didn't work out. Well, I'll still put the timestamp down below. Anyway, here's the starting soon screen. Bye. Hello? Hello, hello? Well, this is a nice song. I like these collections, they're good. Good for streaming, even though I don't stream very often. Hello to anyone who is in chat right now. Hello to those of you who are watching the VOD. Like I said, I hope I didn't mess up the levels this time, because last time the levels were just completely garbage. Turn that down a little bit. We're about equal with the music, maybe a little bit louder. That's how it should be. Maybe. Hello. Let's see if we've got live chat going. Nobody in chat yet, but hello to everyone. I've got some throat coat tea, just in case, because I'm going to be reading for a while. Let me send out some hellos to people. We're going to share this to Luke, because Luke told me to let him know when I started streaming. How's everyone doing today? I think we're going to start at the beginning of the blog and go backwards. We have some highlights that I'm planning on hitting. if we don't get through everything, because there's like 77 blog posts. That's a lot. But I think we're just gonna start from the oldest one and see how that goes. What do you think about that, folks? Probably should have sent these out in the little interim, huh? I'm still getting used to streaming. And one for Twitter. Hello, Gwynplaine. Hello. You excited to hear some blog posts? I like reading blog posts. I think it's fun. It's like a very tabletop thing, you know? I think it's good. Goodness gracious. I'm reading blog posts on stream and a link for Twitter. Come say hi. All right, let's see what we've got. I'm gonna open up we're gonna actually fade out this music. Oh, that was a little abrupt. That's fine. Let's let you see my screen now. Screen recording? Webcam? Here I am. Here we go. And let's get chat pulled back up. All right. I think we're doing good. We're just about ready to start. Okay, so we can go to the archives. Here we go. So yeah, Luke has 77 blog posts going back to February 8th, 2020. I'm going to be recording these for like in kind of a audiobook screen reader kind of way. Heck yeah, Gwynplaine in the scene. Because I don't know, I think it'll be easier for more people to, I think, you know, making them more widely available in an audio format. Some people like listening. That's why we're here. But there's not going to be any music in the background so that I can get a clean take of audio to go in the background if I want to upload this anywhere else, or if Luke wants to upload it anywhere else. Let's just start with February 8th, 2020. Things Goblins Do. Weapons not a tool. Druids, orcs, giants, wraiths, gnolls, trolls, and sphinx. Ooh, running game. Okay, yeah. I'm super excited. I haven't actually read like all of these because, like I said, there's 77 of them. So I'm excited to do some investigating along with everyone else here. Okay. Blog post number 1. We got Gwynplaine in chat. I kind of botched the intro of the live stream, but we're gonna go now. So, February 8th, 2020, tagged monster. Things Goblins Do. Content warnings for sadism, violence, cruelty to animals and children. All right. Goblins aren't cute. Goblins aren't fun. Goblins are fucking horrible. They live in trash and build scrap iron shivs. They lurk and crawl and titter in sadistic glee. A goblin can fit through a hole the size of a shilling given enough time. A goblin will stab another to see if the growth on its face bleeds differently. 1 hit die, AC as armor, damage as weapon, morale 6, 2d6 appearing. Roll d6, 2d6 with the first dice being the tens and the second being the units. And we have a d6 table. What goblins do? 1-1. Steal the clothes from your children and pretend to be them. 1-2. Kill the family dog and nail its face to your door. 1-3. Put poison in the fireplace whilst you sleep and stab you whilst you escape the poison smoke. 1-4. Hamstring the horses while they sleep so you can't go and get help. 1-5. shit in your well. 1-6, put razor blades in fruit still on the tree. 2-1, breed rats for violence and make them fight. 2-2, steal your baby and wear them as armor. 2-3, capture birds and snap their beaks. 2-4, collect the genitalia of their victims. 2-5, crawl under the floorboards and stick needles through the gaps. 2-6, slither down the chimney, steal a hammer, and nail your ankle to the bed. 3-1, kill the prize bull, slit open its belly, and wait there for you. 3-2, wring your house in lantern oil and set it ablaze. 3-3, leave one alive to tell you what they saw. 3-4, strangle you 6 or 7 times before getting bored and smashing your skull in. 3-5, eat your fingers, toes, ears, nose, and eyes and cauterize the wounds. 3-6, tie you to the corpse of your friend with barbed wire. 4-1, fill a bag with cats and bludgeon you with it. 4-2, skin your back and your feet and throw you in the ocean. 4-3, remodel your face after their own with a knife and hammer. 4-4, worm into the space between the walls and listen to you at your most intimate. 4-5, ejaculate in your books so the pages are ruined. 4-6, hide from everyone but you until you are isolated and distrusted. 5-1, smear pigs in pitch and ride them towards you holding a torch. 5-2, tattoo your face and hands with their goblin scrawl. 5-3, replace your dice with weighted ones and mark your cards. 5-4, hang the weakest of their band from the rafters of a church, waiting above for you to cut down the corpse. 5-5, leave the corpses of animals on your doorstep. 5-6, set dogshit alight and throw it at you. 6-1, piss in the ale cask. 6-2, leave your chicken coop open for the fox. 6-3, pull moles out of their holes and hide in their burrows. 6-4, hold tadpoles in their mouths until they grow legs, and then eat them. 6-5, scream every night to stop you sleeping. 6-6, give your child a knife. Whoa! Hello to the 5 people in chat. That was a great way to start the live stream. That was Things Goblins Do by Luke Gearing. Whew. Any standouts, y'all? That was horrid. I was remembering the one that's shit in your well. There was a story that I heard. I forget where it was from, but I was listening to stuff about folklore and demons and whatever. And there was one that was like the worst demon ever. Like this was like one that was like reviled by this community or culture that talked about it. And yeah, I wish I had a citation for this. But someone said like, oh, what did they do? It must have been horrible, like horrible stuff for this demon to be like so hated. But the thing it did was it trampled your crops, and that was just like so significant to like a person's livelihood that it was like unthinkable to sabotage. And that's some of the things. That's some of it. That's like actually like bad things. But yeah, some of these content warning: sadism, violence, cruelty to animals and children. Yeah, goblins are fucking horrible. That was a fun way to start. Next post. We're just going in order for a bit. 76 to go. Okay. Huh. Let's see what this is. Let's see. April 6th, 16th. Let's start that over. April 16th. Oh, actually, here we go. Now I've got your reply, Gwynplaine. Reads in such a way that sounds like a twisted children's picture book. Oh, that is actually really insightful. Wow. Yeah, that sounds horrible. Like you like turn the page and it's like piss in the ale cask, cover the pig in pitch, and come at you with a burning torch, and you can like see like the illustration. Ooh. I like that. That's really good. Okay. Let's go on to the next one. April 16th, 2020. tagged with OD&D, rules, stuff, and weapons. A Weapon is Not a Tool, by Luke Gearing. Fucking about with the heavily house-ruled OD&D for no particular reason. No thieves, no clerics, magic users powered by wonder and wickedness. The issue is, this only leaves 2 classes, and only one getting unique stuff on a per-character basis. So, give fighters a reason to not just wear plate. Fighters wearing no armor add 4 to their saving throws versus wand, ray, and breath weapons. Fighters wearing leather or light armor add 2 to their saving throw rolls versus wand, ray, and breath weapons. Fighters wearing plate and heavy armor subtract 2 from their saving throws versus wand, ray, and breath weapons. And then give them choices to make with weapons. Obviously, this doesn't have to be mechanical, but I think it helps some players. They're all meant to be broadly comparable and useful in different situations. All weapons deal 1d6 damage. Light weapons with disadvantage, heavy weapons with advantage. Battle Axe, medium, may sacrifice 3 damage from an attack to attempt a weapon or shield strip. Roll a second attack. If successful, a weapon or shield can be ripped from the grip of the opponent. Club, light, forego damage to attempt to stun. After a successful attack, target attempts to save versus paralysis of the target. Let's try that again. Club, light, forego damage to attempt to stun. After a successful attack, target attempts to save versus paralysis. Failure results in them losing their combat round. Further strikes against them are at +2. Crossbow, asterisk, denotes weapons requiring 2 hands. Crossbow, medium, ignores armor, 1 round reload. Dagger, light, throwable, usable in grapple situations. I like that. So that's if you're grappling, or I shouldn't talk in between these, or if you are grappling. Okay. Flail, medium, ignores shields. Greatsword, heavy. Upon a killing blow, the wielder can roll another attack. This effect can be triggered multiple times. Hand axe, light, throwable. If 4+ damage is dealt, the hand axe bounces, attacking again. Polearm, asterisk, cross, denoting a weapon requiring 2 hands and denoting a weapon with reach, being able to strike from behind another. So let's try that again. Polearm, heavy. Grant a nominated adjacent ally -2 AC. Poleaxe, asterisk, heavy. AC of targets treated as 7 when attacking. Javelin, medium, throwable. Longbow, asterisk, medium, +1 to hit per round spent aiming. Mace, medium, increases AC of those struck by 1 to a maximum of 7. Quarterstaff, asterisk, light. Opponents must save versus breath weapon to approach. Failure results in an automatic hit with this weapon. Shortbow, asterisk, medium, can split, move, and fire, i.e. move, fire, move. Short sword, light, riposte twice. Sling, light, can be used to launch grenades. Spear, which is noted with a cross. Medium, wielder may choose to hold their attack until someone tries to approach them. They then roll an attack first. Sword, medium, riposte once. Two-handed axe, asterisk, heavy. If a 6 is rolled for damage, roll another d6 and add the result. This effect can be triggered multiple times. Increase the wielder's AC by +1. Warhammer, heavy. Those struck are thrown backwards if unable to make a save versus paralysis. Use the damage rolled to determine distance minus the HD of the creature struck. Cross denotes a weapon with reach, being able to strike from behind another. Asterisk denotes weapons requiring 2 hands. Riposte. Attacks against the wielder which score below 7 before AC is applied result in the wielder being able to attempt a counterattack resolved normally. And that's the post. Okay, so one second, I'm going to get back to this. So two-handed axe is exploding damage. It deals a d6, but 6s explode. right? Warhammer is heavy. Those struck are thrown backward if they don't save versus paralysis. Use the damage roll to determine the distance. Okay, so is that number of squares maybe? Maybe. All right, that was blog post number 2. Chris P. Wolf, best YouTuber plus best writer in games time. Is that a question for me? Because I don't write a whole lot. I don't think it's about me. And I haven't seen Luke make YouTube posts. Chris, what are you talking about? Or Gwynplaine, are you a YouTuber? I haven't seen any of your videos, if so. Gwynplaine, AC affecting saves reminds me of Searchers of the Unknown, which is a one-page set of rules where PCs are essentially a name, level, armor class, and inventory. Yeah, there's a lot of that. Actually, that sounds like exactly the kind of system that matches a lot of these blog posts. Is like something that's really, really minimal. You plus Luke. Oh, I see. Hey, well, thank you very much, Luke. Did I just say Luke? Slip of the tongue. Thank you very much, Chris. Crispy Wolf. All right. So, hype for the stream. Good. Hello to the 6 people in the chat. We just read Things Goblins Do, which was horrid, and A Weapon is Not a Tool. So let's see. So they're saying, I'm trying to just like absorb this because this is my first time reading a lot of these posts, right? It's I don't know. Obviously, this doesn't have to be mechanical, but I think it helps some players. They're all meant to be broadly comparable and useful in different situations. So it's like, I think this is saying, like, you can use weapons in different ways. You can be like this is something that might happen at the table, right? Someone can say like, oh, can I, instead of dealing damage, can I like stun them so that they're easier to hit? Or someone saying like, oh, I'm behind my ally. Can I like poke past them safely? And so it's like, yes, it's mechanical. Yes, there are bonuses and stuff. But it's kind of reflecting the way you might talk about the fictional situation. Maybe. Oh, here we go. So also, I think a lot of these posts are going to be things from Luke's book, Volume 2, Monsters and. I think that is the official name of it. Is it in here? I don't think it's in here. This is my package of things. I've got Anti-Sisyphus Pogs. I've got Dish Pit Witches sticker. I've got this coin, which says E Somnis Veritas. It's got a little hand holding a pentagram thing. I usually keep, I'm trying to find where Monsters and is. I might not have it nearby. But yeah, I think Minotaur, I think this is an entry that made it into that book. Chris, you say, in OD&D, all weapons do d6 damage. Ways to make them meaningfully different. Yeah. I like that. That's good. But it kind of feels like it's not meant to be exhaustive, you know? Like there's, like it's kind of an example of, like, I don't know. It just, it seems, I think one of Luke's big things is how, and just kind of generally speaking, not necessarily saying something that you might not know, but I think one of Luke's big things is like, you know, the interplay between the fictional situation and what am I trying to say? And like the way that we talk about it. So it's like mechanics are a way to bridge that gap rather than like because you can min-max with them, but anyway. Live streams. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. Volume 2, Monsters and Deconstruction of OD&D Monsters. Cool. Let's read this one. I think a lot of these are from, I won't read too many from Monsters and, but we're going to see this one. So, May 6, 2020, tagged OD&D, Monster, and MMM. Minotaur by Luke Gearing. To make a Minotaur, start with clay. Form a pot in the shape of the head of a bull. The mouth must be wide enough to scrape the temples as it is pushed over the head. Once donned, the wearer cannot eat. Their moans of hunger will echo through the pot, distorted into braying and roars. As they grow more emaciated, the remaining flesh becomes harder, turning all but the surest blows. They will be able to tear men in half. They cannot see through the pot, and so swing their clay heads left to right, listening for you. Now loose them into your labyrinth to stumble and squat and hunt in the dark. This is one of the paths a man could walk, to leave mortality behind. Hit dice 4, asterisk. AC as unarmored, damaged with advantage. Asterisk indicates supernatural HP. Hello, Jared. Welcome to the live stream. Uh-oh, Jared's here. 10-foot polemics weapons rules. I haven't read that yet. I know that's a different person than Bryce Lynch, but I have not read that specific one. Let's see. I'm going to open up Supernatural HP. We're going to follow the hyperlinks. This is one of my favorite things to do, is do like, you know how when you're on Wikipedia and you open up like 100 tabs or whatever, the thing that happens, the phenomenon. I like doing that with blogs, like, right? And it breaks my heart whenever there are broken links, but I think instead of going on to Druids, let's go into Supernatural Magnitude. Oh, that's not actually Luke's. I lied. Hell yeah, though. Berserk. I'm here for it. I know Necropaxis is big on Berserk. Okay. Luke's still supernatural damage from Brendan. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm going to go to back to archives. And I'm going to slowly be scrolling up. If anyone sees one that they really want me to read, let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to get the titles of ones that Luke recommended might be fun to read on stream. Making your own sword. That's going to be at the top here. Does anyone have a favorite one here? Anyone have some monsters that they want me to read, maybe? Water Elemental, Stealth in Space. Ooh, I want to read that one. Shooting Through Walls, Red Rock Funeral, Consim. Weird War Mission General, 2 magic items. New game released, well, that's what you see. Principles of Thinking Adventures, that's also on the reading list. Magic Outside Levels. Against Incentive. Violence, Perfection Trap, The Country, Postcards from Cable Street released. Woo! Mechanisms as Abstraction. We're just going to go until we get to Making Your Own Sword. I think it's at the very top. Monsters and released July 2021. We're almost there. You've got SRD, Wolves Come Put, Knife Black Agents, Invocations, Flame, Eric, Make Your Own Sword. Did we get any requests? The one about Weird War is good. Anon. I'm going to open that one up. We'll read that next. A home. Let's see. Home. There is one. Okay. A home. Sven. Hello, Sven. Ayo. Weird War. Oh, we got 2 Weird War posts. And what's it called? 2 magic items. All right. We'll open those ones up right after we read Making Your Own Sword. So, April 9th, 2022, Theory, tagged under Theory and Vernacular. Making Your Own Sword by Luke Gearing. Imagine a system as a mine. Within this mine is ore. You can dig it up. Imagine your game as a furnace. You can smelt your ore here and end up with metal. Imagine the page as an anvil. You can hammer yourself a sword from all the metal you've found. The sword will change over time. You'll have it with you wherever you go. With a good enough sword, you don't need to go to the mines. I could give you this sword, and you could use it, but it might not fit your hand. I made it for me, after all. Imagine a book as a burial. I return my sword to the soil, where it will oxidize and return to ore. You might dig up that ore. A mine without ore is a hole in the ground. The value of a mine is where it is, not the hole itself. It's a lot of metaphors. That's a lot of metaphors. I like it. A mine without ore is a hole in the ground. So there's ore in the system that you make into your own sword in your head. So if you have a system, which is a mine, without ore, without things that you can take and make yours, it's just a hole in the ground. The value of mine is where it is, not the hole itself. That's a nice short one. I like that. Jared says, this is the only way I'll read a blog. Like this? Over live stream? You have a blog. Maybe I'll do yours next. Watch out. A home. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Requested by Crispy Wolf. Here is May 6th, 2021, tagged under Western and Place. A Home by Luke Gearing. Beyond the sun-bleached fence, cacti pulp steams. Spent rifle shells, 6 of them, sit in the recently disturbed dust. A lean-to stable has a thirsty mule and 2 ponies. The ponies spit and hiss. They are dusty and still saddled up. A mud brick building with half-open wooden shutter windows in every wall. The internals lie in shadow, impenetrable once you're outside. 2 men with rifles are within, watching you. They move slowly and quietly, stepping over gagged hostages and corpses alike. Each has a revolver stuck in their belt. In the exposed rafters, like a wooden rib cage hanging down low, is hidden a small jewelry box. It has a lock which does not work. Inside the box is a map detailing where $1,000 of stolen gold has been buried. Of the family of 8, 2 are dead. 5 have been tied up. 1 is unaccounted for. They hide in a water bucket with their father's pistol. They're trying to muster what reserves 8 years on this hard earth have given them. Oh, I remember that one. I've read that one before. I've read it a couple times. Very good choice, Chris. I love it. Oof. I can take a sip of throat coat. What did y'all think? What did y'all 8 people in chat think, huh? So this is for, it's not linked here at the bottom. I think it's out on itch.io, but Luke has a Western setting. Let's see if I can find it here, which I think that is an entry in, or at least it's part of that same. Thank you, Clifford. All right. Yeah, the Empire of Texas. I believe that is the one. Hex crawl through twice ruined lands. I've read a couple entries from here, and that is there's some really, really cool stuff. A Home is definitely a good pick. All right. Weird War, Anon. The one about Weird War is good. Let's see. How long is this one? Ooh, this is a little bit longer. All right, folks. I'm going to read this one. I will be back at the end of it. I'm trying to read these all the way through without talking to chat. Less of a like ongoing discussion and more of an intermittent discussion, yeah, between blog posts. But before we start, Empire of Texas, Sven, yes. Have you read it? Because I haven't read the whole thing yet, but what I've read is actually just amazing. Chris says, I love how there's like one second-person pronoun that implies one or more player characters could be outside. But even outside of a game thing, I love it as a piece of writing. Yeah, I think that's the highest praise. To say that, like, hey, actually the writing itself stands on its own. Because it absolutely does. Here we go. Yeah, here's a longer one. So, I'll see you at the end of it. Text is brutal. Good. August 4th, 2020, tagged Troika and Weird War. Weird War by Luke Gearing. The collective anguish, dreams, and souls of the continent are rendered manifest in the psychoscape/psychogeography, the surreality layered below the earth, rising up as crystallizations of mind stuff, shaped by the soldiers and their long, long threads back home to the will of the leaders. As the bombs excavate the land, the separation between the material and the psychoscape becomes one of opinion. Character creation. You have a history. Do you remember before the war, or has it colonized your dreams? Background 1-1. First wave survivor. You've been here since the start. You saw the streams of horses dying and their souls swallowed by the sky as their riders took refuge amongst the ribs and entrails. You shot the wounded, animal or man. Skills? 4 in a weapon of your choice. 2 in a weapon of your choice. 2 in forage. 2 in forgetting. Possessions. 2 weapons of your choice. Loaded. 3 set of ammunition for above weapons. A book of forgotten memories. Half a pack of cigarettes. Special. You bear the mark of a survivor. A horrific injury. Roll a d6. 1. Lungs pulled out through the gas. Oh, by the gas. Oh. Sorry, let's try that again. Roll a d6 for your injury. 1. Lungs pulled out by the gas. Always external, hanging loose and raw. Carry a lotion to clean them. 2. Eyes rotten. They look like spoiled eggs. Need goggles to maintain pressure to stop them bursting. 3. Shrapnel termite infestation. Double provision requirements. 4. You and your gun are 1. Fingers molten into draped flesh spaghetti. Charred bone fused to wood and steel. 5. Your heart is a live grenade. A hard fall could loose the pin. 6. Your scars extend out from you as a psychoscape miasma, tendrils of hurt squirming from every pore. 1-2. Downed pilot. You were dragged screaming from your crashed vehicle. The world makes no sense when seen with the naked eye. You can still hear them crying out for you in no man's land. Skills? 4 in pilot, 2 in revolver, 2 in mechanics, 1 in survival, 1 in old songs. Possessions. Service revolver, loaded. 6 bullets for revolver. Flight jacket as light armor. A medal or a photo from home. A can of engine oil. Special. You always know the location and status of your vehicle. 1-3. Psychosphere Stormtrooper. As we plunge deeper into psychogeographical warfare, new kinds of soldiers are needed. Those who can storm and take fortresses of the mind, pamphlets in one hand and a gun in the other. Skills. 3 in psychology, 2 in revolver, 2 in rhetoric, 1 in psychogeographical mapping and navigation, 1 in hiding. Possessions. Service revolver, loaded. 12 bullets for revolver. 2d6 psychological warfare pamphlets. 2d6 psychogeographical ideological minds. 1-4. Despised sniper. If you are caught, you won't die for weeks. Skills. 5 in rifle, 3 in hiding, 2 in run. Possessions. Rifle, loaded. 15 bullets for rifle. Sniper's scope. 3d6 notches on rifle, or spotting assistant NPC. Special. Spotting assistant gives +2 to all attacks with rifle. If they die, all luck is lost permanently. 1-5. Colonized trooper. Forcibly shipped in from afar to an impossible battlefield with nothing to do with you. Roll again for what role they have given you, and then decide how you subvert it. (1-6) Horse breather. In the early days there were horses, glittering hordes of cavalry. There are no horses in the trenches. Machines bite you for remembering the old ways of war. Skills. 3 in equine maintenance, 3 in first aid, 2 in grave digging, 2 in longing. Possessions. Toy horse. Service revolver loaded. 6 bullets for revolver. Trench shovel. Special. Test your luck whenever attempting to use machines powered by fuel or electricity. On a failure, they deal damage as beast, varying by size. 2-1. Gaseous Disintegrator. Swallowed by gas, becoming gas, birthed from gas in a form more lethal, an advancement in soldiers. When you relax, your poisonous form could fill a room. You are vampiric, stealing the breath of men at least once a week, or else falling away to nothing. Skills: 3 in float, 3 in drift, 2 in pleading, 2 in apologizing. Possessions: diving suit or knighthood, to be redeemed post-war. Special: unless you focus, you fill a room with your poisonous fumes. Those in the room breathing you in take 1d6 stamina damage a round. Conventional weapons leave you unharmed. Roll twice on the below for further detail. 1d6 gaseous weaknesses. 1. Flammable. Test your luck if you contact naked flame. On failure, you explode, dealing damage equal to your stamina to everyone within 100 feet. 2. Incredibly light. Test your luck if there is a strong breeze. On failure, take damage as maul. 3. Herbicidal. All plants die in your presence. 4. Insidious. You are nearly entirely transparent. Your presence compromises. 4. Insidious. You are nearly entirely transparent. Your presence compromises gas masks if they are exposed for more than 4 hours. 5. Sulfurous. You absolutely reek. You are always smelt coming. 6. Staining. Everything you touch is stained with an awful ochre shade. 2-2. Cinderman. Fire ruptures the spaces between. Fire looms larger in the psychogeography, but equally consumes the material. You made a deal with fire. Let a little bit in. Fire hardened. Skills: 3 in club fighting, 2 in navigation, 2 in firefighting, 2 in gambling. Possessions: internal flame, trench club, bone dice. Special: fire only deals 1 point of damage to you no matter the situation. For every provision you eat, you must eat another half for the little fire inside. 2-3. Disgraced officer. You've got the gun, the boots, the sword. They took away your bullets so you couldn't kill yourself after the incident. That's all we'll say about that, Skills: 3 in etiquette, 1 in sword fighting, 1 in pistol fighting. Possessions: revolver, unloaded. Boots. Officer's sword. Letter of commission. Shame. 2-4. Photographer. Like a butterfly pinched to the corkboard, a moment stuck in amber, all motion frozen. The camera makes and kills worlds. Does that make you God? Skills: 4 in photography, 3 in hiding, 2 in run, 1 in chemistry. Possessions: camera, portable photo development lab. 2-5. Steel-eyed machine gunner. To load the gun, A. Pass the tag end of the belt through the feed block from the right side. B. With the right hand, pull the crank handle on the roller. C. With the left handle, pull the belt through the left front as far as it will go. D. Let go the crank handle. The first cartridge will then be gripped by the extractor. Repeat the above and, when this has been done, the first cartridge will be in the chamber and another gripped by the upper part of the extractor. The gun is then ready for firing. Skills: 4 in machine gun, 4 in drinking. Possessions: machine gun loaded, 200 machine gun rounds. Loading assistant NPC. 2-6. Medic/medic. How many operations have you slept through? Hands moving under the control of another. Skills: 5 in medicine, 2 in bedside manner, 1 in narcotics. Possessions: medical bag, double ration of morphine. Special: roll up a separate skill and luck value. While one of you sleeps, The other is busy, busy, busy. 3-1, Forgotten Chaplain. You've got a stack of Bibles and no congregation. The burgeoning psychosphere and nihilism of the troops are your enemy. If only you could find God yourself. Skills, 4 in theology, 3 in oratory, 2 in hospice, 1 in skepticism. Possessions, 4d6 Bibles. 3-2, Artillerist. Loader or spotter, engineer or officer, all are subburned to the gun. Faces blur as shells fly. You used to be one, but now the other. No matter, the gun needs feeding. Skills, 3 in loading artillery, 3 in aiming artillery, 3 in maintaining artillery. Possessions, engineer's tools, ranging tables, cargo hooks. 3-3, Beached Sailor. Some say the sea doesn't exist anymore, drained away by a hole in the psychogeography. You know the answer. Skills, 2 in watercraft, 2 in survival, 2 in revolver, 2 in unarmed fighting. Possessions, service revolver loaded, life jacket, or. 3-4, Railwayman. They bid you construct lines. Enough lines make a net. You could have held in the ground and stopped the psychogeography rising out of the earth. Instead, you've been posted to the front. Skills, 3 in strength, 2 in navigation, 2 in hammer fighting, 2 in explosives. Possessions, maul, 1d6 sticks of dynamite. 3-5, Adapted Mole Man. You don't remember houses. You only remember the dark, the safety as the surface is bathed in fire and steel. Skills, 3 in digging, 3 in dark navigation, 2 in hiding, 2 in talking to the dark. Possessions, trench shovel, bucket of water or bucket of notable stones, mining helmet. 3-6, Barbed Wire Whisperer. You learned the language of barbed wire in the psychogeography, split off from your unit. A kind word, a gentle stroke of voila. The coils part for you, thrumming delightedly. Skills, 5 in barbed wire whispering, 3 in rifle, 2 in scavenging. Possessions, rifle loaded, 10 bullets for rifle. 4-1, Machine Mortician. Place your hand upon this torn hull and listen to its swan song. Skills, 4 in mechanics, 3 in eulogizing, 1 in welding torch fighting. Possessions, welding torch, mechanical toolkit. 4-2, Radio Blotter. A psychic scream on the radio waves, blotting out all communication, meaning, sense. The psychogeography oscillates with your ceaseless noise. Skills, 3 in rifle, 3 in poetry, 2 in radio operation. Possessions, rifle loaded, 10 bullets for rifle, chapbook of poetry. Special, radio equipment cannot be used within 500 feet of you. 4-3, Ghost. You weren't killed. Somewhere your body is waiting, the very soul blown out by the bombs. You hope it is looking after itself. Skills, 3 in rifle, 2 in navigation, 2 in hide and seek. Possessions, none. Special. Being not quite dead, your relationship with the physical realm is complicated. Anytime you would take damage, you must test your luck. On success, no damage is dealt. On failure, damage is dealt normally. 4-4, Pretender. Even in times like these, there are rules on who can be drafted. You broke one and have arrived at the front. Skills, 3 in disguise, 2 in rifle, 2 in throwing voice, 1 in hide, 1 in run. Possessions, rifle loaded, 12 bullets for rifle, disguise kit. 4-5, Lying Interpreter. You told them you were multilingual, a link between them and some nebulous other. For a while, you kept up the facade. Skills, 4 in confidence, 3 in scam, 2 in run, 1 in distraction. Possessions, Service revolver, loaded 6 bullets for revolver, 1d6 phrase books for various languages. 4-6, Academy Observer. The Academy is delighted at the blossoming of war. Storied institutions clamor to watch, and you, meager scholar, get to be their eyes and fingers. Skills: 2 in note-taking, 2 in citations, 2 in reading, 2 in critiquing, 2 in writing. Possessions: spyglass, spectacles, reams of paper, pencils, papers, book of first-class stamps. 5-1, Blacklisted Reporter. You wanted truth. They will drown you in it. Skills: 3 in bribery, 3 in bribery, 3 in research, 2 in run, 2 in lockpicking. Possessions: 1d6 full notepads, 2d6 empty notepads, 1d6 pencils. 5-2, Conscientious Objector. A body willing to fight or not can still take a bullet. And so you were cudgeled and off to the front. Skills: 3 in philosophy, 3 in protesting, 3 in rhetoric, 1 of your choice. Possessions: none. 5-3, Lazarus Man. You died. You are no longer dead. Techniques only dreamed of are all too possible in this brave new world. Skills: 3 in second sight, 2 in metaphysics, 2 in rifle. Possessions: rifle loaded, 12 bullets for rifle, Lazarus engine. Special: when you would die, test your luck. On success, the Lazarus engine fires true, and you recover on 1 stamina the next day. If the Lazarus engine is ever removed from your chest, you die, ignoring the prior. 5-4, Submariner. Whilst the land is ravaged by the surface flowerings of the psychosphere, you have seen the depths. Abstract symbols older than thought, dancing in the dark. You watched them swarm around the hulls of sinking ships, burning impossibly underwater, screams distorted into song. Skills: 4 in listening, 2 in mechanics, 2 in device operation, 2 in revolver. Possessions: snub-nosed service revolver, loaded, 10 bullets for service revolver, life jacket. 5-5, Shell Observer. Unlike the preening scholar, you are a person of action. You tabulate the spreadsheets of war, adjusting the ranging tables, crunching the kill ratios. You haven't seen a bomb site in months. Skills: 5 in calculation, 5 in dispassion. Possessions: book of multiplication tables, book of ranging tables heavily annotated, pencils, abacus. 5-6, Trench Knight. In the drowning mud and the choking fumes of the trenches strides one figure unbroken, some ancient memory of a green and pleasant land, an oath made and a knighthood earned. Full plate and a gas mask, a trench club, and a death wish. Skills: 4 in club fighting, 3 in chivalry, 2 in practical compromise, 1 in oaths. Possessions: ancient plate armor, heavy, trench club, gas mask, token of favor. 6-1, Bureaucrat Seer. Within the swirling miasma of numbers, schedules, and bureaucracy is chaos. Where there is chaos, some can divine prophecy. You may not work in tea leaves, but you can tell fortunes. Skills: 3 in paper pushing, 3 in form filling, 2 in hiding, 1 in entrepreneurship. Possessions: rifle loaded, 12 bullets for rifle, 3 packets of cigarettes, 2 bars of chocolate. Special: you roll all dice pertaining to lengths of deployment and downtime. These are your prophecies. 6-2, Artillery Witch. Rain is given. Rain is a given. Bombs can be forecasted. Skills: 3 in aerial observation, 3 in fortification, 3 in running, 1 in yelling. Possessions: service revolver loaded, 11 bullets for revolver. Cut down trench boots. Special, you always know when bombs are about to fall, with 1d6 minutes warning. 6-3, oil skimmer. As machines die, they exhale, pissing oil and lubricant. You know how to coax every last drop, and you know what the engineers will do to get their hands on it. Skills, 4 in collection, 2 in strength, 2 in fluid dynamics, 1 in mechanics. Possessions, 2d6 containers for liquids, empty, 1d6 containers of oil, 1d6 packs of matches. 6-4, displaced noble. You were meant to be in the general staff, or perhaps one of the more tasteful diplomatic missions. Some of these ruffians are positively ghastly. Working men, too, no doubt. Skills, 5 in etiquette, 4 in foppery, 1 in ignorance. Possessions, whatever you want. You're rich. 6-5, quartermaster's boy. You may not be the most powerful man behind the lines, but you do shine his boots. Skills, 3 in theft, 3 in backhanders, 2 in errands, 2 in skulking. Possessions, boot polish, wicked knife, 1d6 packs of cigarettes, 1d6 bars of chocolates, 2d6 provisions. 6-6, Batman. If you could find the officer you are meant to be batting for, that would be splendid. Skills, 2 in bootlicking, 2 in butlering, 2 in compliments, 2 in cooking, 2 in wine pairing. Possessions, boot polish, 12 bullets, revolver, sword cane, wine, correspondence from the family. Game structure. Play begins behind the lines, in the safe area behind the trenches, and rarely reached by bombs and artillery. It is a foreign land to you. Rest periods last 1d6 days. During this time, the characters are free to do as they please, unless they are caught by the military police, of course. At the end of this period, the characters are summoned for a mission, as generated below. There is a 2d6 chance. Oh, let's see, let's try that again. There's a 2 in 6 chance they receive 1d6 provisions each, and a further 2 in 6 chance of 2d6 appropriate bullets each. Any shortfall is up to them to make up. Once the mission is given and supplies are collected, they will be given transport to the mission area. Failure or success may result in medals, but little else of consequence. Missions either take place behind the lines or at the front. And that was Weird War by Luke Gearing. I think we're gonna skip part 2. That was a really big long one, and I know there are some really, really short ones. But that was really good. All right. Whew. Hello to the 10 people in chat. We just read Weird War by Luke Gearing. That was the longest one so far. Basically a Troika zine in and of itself. That was really, really cool. Yeah, the injuries were even nastier than I remember. And that was very... I love the Your Heart is a Live grenade. But yeah, some of those are really gruesome. Now, if only the Batman had a batarang. Tchotchke's good skills? Yes. I like, I highlighted it as I was reading, but what was it? There was one that was like, what's it called? Confidence. Yeah, 4 in confidence, 3 in scam, because a confidence scam is a thing. Like, there's just like little bits of playing with words there, and some, what was it? Yeah, there were like a couple that were only one word each. Yeah, they're really well picked, and it shows how much you can do with like one number and even like one word. There's so much to divine from that, right? Can't blame you skipping part 2. That's all right. Luke the Body, good job. Whew. At least half of these would make for killer song lyrics. Oh, hell yeah. See, I usually do it the other way. I mean, not to say that there are hordes of people that have made songs out of tabletop material or anything, but I like to do the other way where you listen to songs and then get stuff from it. I wonder if this was inspired by anything, because I know, like I said, there was the Texas module that Luke wrote, and there's Monsters and but I don't know if this is really attached to anything. So I wonder what like the inspiration for it was. Such elegant writing too. Gets right to it. Yeah. So nice. So nice. All right. I've been drinking lots of tea, a little throat comfort tea, because I plan to be talking for a little while as we keep reading blog posts. Next up is 2 magic items as requested by Jared Sinclair. We're going to go back to the archives after this one, pick a few more, as well as some that Luke has requested. Yeah, in the meantime, though, for just a moment, I'm going to be right back. We're going to take a brief bio break, Diana, and we're going to get some more music going here. Let's see. Whoop, back to the beginning. I will see you all in just a moment. Thank you very much. All right. I know actually what we're going to read next, real quick. I'm just going to say, I'm not, am I here in the corner now? Yeah. June 15th, 2020, and Treasure released. You can now buy it, the sequel to Volume 2 Monsters and in physical Exalted Funeral or on PDF on luke'sitch.io. There's a bunch of really cool stuff. If you like the writing that you're reading here, I can only direct you to places that you can find more of it, because it is not mine, it is Luke Gearing's wonderful writing. Did I unmute myself? I did, okay. Thank goodness. But hello again to the 9 people in chat. We are now reading 2 magic items. Whoop. It was just perfectly timed. Let's stop that. Okay. 2 magic items by Luke Gearing. So, here we go. Jumping back in. If you have any requests, hello to Lord Yod. If you have any requests on posts from Luke Gearing's blog, lukegearing.blot.im, just let me know. We've got a couple on the queue from ones that Luke Gearing has recommended I read on stream. But we also are taking viewer requests, and those are we're alternating them. So right now, 2 magic items requested by Jared Sinclair, January 17th, 2021, tagged under Magic Items and OD&D. 2 magic items by Luke Gearing. I hate magic items. Mosquito cloak. Clothed in wing and leg, seeking proboscis, fastens the garment tight. Insects are unhappy to swarm this closely and make this distaste known in the insistent buzzing. One wearing the mosquito cloak is either cursed or has set aside comfort in their pursuit of something beyond the human. The fact they wear any garment at all reveals how far they have to go before crossing the threshold. The wearer is protected equivalent to plate, but with none of the disadvantages. Unless they have augmented their senses, they are unable to see details or hear anything quiet linked through the linked swarm. Worthless. Anyone who wants it would just kill you for it instead. I think I might have to read that one again. Wait 1 second. So let's see. Mosquito cloak. Clothed in wing and leg, seeking proboscis fastens the garment tight. Insects are unhappy to swarm this closely and make this distaste known in the insistent buzzing. One wearing the mosquito cloak is either cursed or has set aside comfort in their pursuit of something beyond the human. The fact they wear any garment at all reveals how far they have to go before crossing the threshold. Clothed in wing and leg. So I was imagining like one gigantic mosquito as a cloak, but I think it's lots of mosquitoes that are buzzing on you at all times. That is horrible. The wearer is protected equivalent to plate, but with none of the disadvantages. Unless they have augmented their senses, they are unable to see or hear, to see details or hear anything quiet linked through the swarm. Anything quiet through the linked swarm. So it's just all over you. That's horrid. Chris, I'm a fan of violence, but I already got a request. Well, we've only got 8 people in chat. I might queue that one up. And also, we're mid-post. What am I doing? Wisdom teeth. A cloth bag filled with 1d4 minus 1 dirty yellowed teeth. They are only recognizable as such from the material. The shapes are wrong, the ridges inconsistent. Holding them in your hand, they are always warm. Through dentistry, one could try to force one into their mouth, needing to remove 1d4 teeth to make space. Human gums are too eager to accept these visitors. Healing only takes a week spent spitting blood. Each tooth has a random effect, usable once a day. D8 effects. 1. Speak to vermin, as defined by the culture of the host. 2. Spit a venom which causes bloody vomiting for several days before recovery. A mouthful is enough to taint a village well. 3. Unerringly know where the nearest sacrificial altar is. 4. By tasting a mouthful of soil, knows who has passed over it in the past 24 hours and in which direction. 5. By hyperventilating to the point of collapse, induce a thick fog in the local area. 6. Command candles and torches to extinguish themselves. The princely lantern and haughty fireplace refuse. 7. Knowledge where and when the next lightning bolt will strike in the area. 8. An authority amongst the spirits of wild places, enough to demand an audience, not enough to guarantee safety after that. One with these teeth in their mouth is sure to be burnt as a witch if discovered. Despite this, worth 2,500 silver pieces each to jaded nobles and furtive practitioners. Ooh. The princely lantern and haughty fireplace refuse. That's fun. Candles and torches are common sources of light. By tasting mouthfuls of ale. Those are really, really fun. It was reminding me of, I don't know if I can remember what it is. It might just be like the Wonder and Wickedness spells, because those are so idiosyncratic. Hello, ICBM. Picturing the beekeeper except mosquitoes? Yes, I think that is correct. And hence why it's hard to see and hard to hear, because the humming, anything that's louder than quiet. Isn't this Metal Gear Solid enemy? Maybe. I've only played a little bit of Revengeance. Reads like a swarm weave. Hi, gonna listen in the background background noise as you do some writing of your own. Very nice. Request is boasts, because it's cool. Let's cue that one up. We got Boasts as requested by ICBM, and Violence as requested by Chris and also Lord Yod. We can exit out of that one. All right, big fan. Oh, I accidentally clicked one. I'm picturing the teeth as each tooth lets you roll a d8 to determine its power that day. Yeah, it sounded, I think I would probably make it be, I guess it would depend if I talked about it with my table, but it sounds like there are more teeth. Like there are like, maybe there's a total of 8 teeth somewhere out there in the world, or you could like carve them to do those things. If someone's like, oh, so then you could be like, oh, what's this tooth do? Oh, it does this. And then it could be like, can I make one? Can I find one? And then it gets a different effect, you know? Boasts. These are so short. Some of them are so short and nice. Okay, let's see. August 10th, 2021, tagged under Wolves, OD&D, and Rules. Boasts by Luke Gearing. Take a black wide-nibbed marker, destroy all references to character levels and XP. Copy out the below into the margins of your rulebook. A character who makes a boast of epic proportions. Try that again. A character who makes a boast of heroic proportions either gains 1 hit die or +1 attack bonus in addition to any wager or reward offered by others. If they are found to shirk their boast, they lose the hit die or attack bonus and may never again boast. Those failing the boast lose their hit die or attack bonus, but may try again or make another boast. Only 1 boast can be pending at a time. Each tooth is like a relic. Like, this is the tooth of Torch Command. Yeah. It's like a... I like that. I'm trying to think of what I would want if I was a player and I wanted, like, more tooth effects, you know? Because based on that... I don't know. But yeah, I do imagine, like, each tooth having its own thing. Now, wait 1 second. I'm trying to figure this out. A character who makes a boast of heroic proportions either gains 1 hit die or +1 attack bonus in addition to any wager or reward offered by others. Oh, okay. So that's saying, like, you'll hunt down the thing, then you get the +1 hit die and attack bonus. Oh, and then it goes up, and then you keep it if you complete the boast. It doesn't really explicitly say that, but the only way it can go away is if you shirk it or you lose, or you fail. Okay, and then in addition to any wager or reward offered by others, it's like, oh yeah, there's like a bounty on something. Okay. I love this idea so much. Yeah, it's very interesting. I know that a lot of stuff with Luke is really anti-advancement and that sort of thing. This is actually a really nice way, because it requires, well, I guess you could say, like, you could do like plot hooks and stuff, but it kind of requires that the player choose their character's own boast. It's like they have to like promise to do it, right? And that's actually a nice way to keep it contiguous with the fiction. Ooh, here we go. We got some results in chat. Anon. Number 9, X-ray vision, but it only finds corpses. Number 10, poisonous plants spring up in your footsteps. Okay, that's a lot of poisonous plants. Lord Yod says, I love boasts so much, though I think in Wolves you get a reward of some kind for rewarding on a boast. Oh, I haven't read Wolves Upon the Coast yet. I know that it's out now? I don't know, actually. Basically, you level up as soon as you declare a boast. Yeah. But then you, like, keep the bonus if you complete it, right? Corpse X-ray vision is genius. Agreed. Anon, that's a great one. Yeah, boast slap. But you lose if you shirk or fail. Yeah, cool. I love that. Okay, I think this one's a little longer. Yeah, here we go. Not violence. Okay, here's a good one. Lots of updates. I read Boot Hill and the Fear of Dice. This is also a great great blog post if you follow the link if you haven't already. It's a very fun examination of Boot Hill, and it's an actual play report, right? It's an actual play report. But yeah, very, very worth the read. But we're not gonna have all the context, but we're gonna read this one to see what Luke made with it, or inspired by it. Mint is actually poisonous. Okay, poisonous plants in your footsteps. See, now that could be actually... I'm imagining someone, like, covering up their tracks. That would be a good thing to give a monster, actually. Because instead of leaving tracks, it, like, leaves mint. It leaves weeds and poisonous plants in its wake. Oh, that's really good. Oh, I love that, actually. God, Anon, who are you? Who are you? Do you write anything? You can become heroic immediately when you declare heroic intent. Yeah, Boot Hill's fantastic. It's interesting how of a piece it is, with like a way a lot of XP triggers, complete different games, specific feeling for what it is. Yeah. Reminds me of the original Traveler, when you gain a point in a skill when you start studying, but may or may not keep it. Oh, I love that. There was this thing, I don't remember what game it was, but I think it might have been, I think I heard about it on Stop Hack and Roll or on the Brain Trust podcast. And it was like this game where you play students in university, and like you get bonuses based on what classes you're taking, but then when you're no longer taking those classes, you switch out your bonuses, because it's like that like info is so readily accessible in your mind, right? And I thought that was actually, it sounds a lot like the Traveler thing that you mentioned. Okay, we're gonna get to this post though. April 2nd, 2021, tagged as Rules, Guns, and Violence. Violence by Luke Gearing. Been tooling about with a fast, nasty system for violence resolution, and then I stumbled on this. Hyperlink to chocolatehammer.org/?P=5773. Update 11/10/21. As a number of people have asked, feel free to use violence in your own creations. I only ask that you credit me for violence and don't make anything hateful. Update 14/05/21. Added a better system for disadvantage clipped from Shadow of the Demon Lord. Added non-combat resolution. Melee is not unified under the disadvantage system to leave it shockingly nasty and feeling like a different thing entirely. Part of me doesn't like having non-violence be so similar to violence as a mechanical element. They should feel different. If this is not obvious, games using this system should not principally be about doing combat. The parameters below should exert more of a negative influence, serious and likely consequences, hopefully mapping to something like real life. Update 11/05/21. Added initiative and suppression. I might sub out initiative for Troika-style chit pull for maximum chaos, but that makes getting domed sting even worse. It's a lot slower than D6 side-based, but when so much can happen per turn, that seems like the right way to do it. Changed shooting. Being in cover or on the move is now the assumption, stolen from Night Black's agents, lol. Tightened up the melee bans, realized it was too brutal probably. That said, knife fights really do fucking suck. Initiative. Roll a d20 for each individual or group, asterisk, involved in the combat. Write these down and resolve highest first. Do this at the beginning of each round. Asterisk. Groups can be used for larger scale actions involving, for example, 3 to 4 bands per side of a conflict. Okay. Shooting. To shoot someone, roll 16 plus on a d20. If they are not in cover or moving, roll with advantage. If firing multiple shots, add +1 per additional shot. If successful, roll for how many shots find their mark. Resolve each bullet individually. If someone is shot, roll a d20. Add +2 to the roll for each injury they have. Pistol calibers add +2 to this roll. Rifle calibers add +4 to this roll. Shotguns add +5 at close range and +2 at medium. If the result is 10 or more, they go down. Otherwise, they are injured. Melee. Both combatants roll a d12 and add relevant modifiers. If the difference between them is 1 or less, both are injured and go down. If the difference is 2 to 3, the high scored is injured. the low scorer is injured and goes down. If the difference is 4+, the low scored is injured and goes down. A sword would add +3, a bayonet would add +2, training would add up to +2. Down. After the violence is concluded, roll a d20 for each person down. Add +2 for each injury. On a 10+, they are dead. Otherwise, they are critically injured and will die without medical attention. Rolling with dis/advantage. When making a d20 roll, keep a track of all factors which afford a disadvantage or advantage. These factors should be easy to spot in natural language, but might also be called out in the text below. Advantages and disadvantages cancel each other out. Once all factors are considered, follow one of the procedures below. If all advantages and disadvantages cancel each other out, roll 1d20 normally. If there are remaining advantages, roll 1d20 and a number of d6s equal to the number of remaining advantages. Add the highest rolled value of the d6s to the d20 roll. If there are remaining disadvantages, roll 1d20 and number of d6s equal to number of remaining disadvantages. Subtract the highest rolled value of d6s to the d20 roll from the d20 roll. Sources of dis/advantages include things such as position, training, traits, equipment, weapons, assistance, elevation, weather, light levels, blessings, curses, illness, psionic destabilization, or injuries. Edge cases. Explosives. Resolve as shooting against all in the blast radius. Those in the kill zone add +8 to the roll and receive 1d6 injuries. Those in the shrapnel zone add +4 to the roll and receive 1d6 -2 injuries. Those in the tertiary zone roll normally. Suppression. When firing to suppress, no roll is required. When a suppressed target attempts to take an action which could expose them, roll 1d6. If the number rolled is equal to or less than the number of people firing to suppress, the target is shot. The number rolled is how many individuals hit. Resolve each separately, determining randomly who hits. If suppression is at hidden or obscured targets, it only has half effect. E.g., 2 people would have to fire to have a 1 in 6 chance of shooting individuals as they take action. Firing to suppress uses half the ammunition in a weapon. Weapons without magazines or similar cannot be used to suppress. If a shooter doubles their ammunition expenditure, they count as 2 people firing. Machine guns and the like only use 1/10 of their ammunition to suppress. Basically, keep it fast and put the drama on getting hit rather than the damage is the goal here, without skimping on that part. For a wargamier feel, I'd just have down as dead, no fuss, no muss, but this is already a hard sell for most. Not violence. When discussion and common sense is insufficient to resolve an issue, roll 1d20 and try to score over a difficulty value. This difficulty value is set by the referee and stated publicly. They should be able to justify this, excluding any hidden difficulties unbeknownst to the characters. This roll is subject to dis/advantages. Hacks of violence. Things others have done using violence. Colonial Philippines by Nico Santagoy. Laid out and combined version of The Country, written by me and laid out by Roz. And that's that. All right. I thought I'd read that whole thing, but it might have been before one of the updates, but like I really liked that. That was really fun, actually. Damn. Okay. I love the explosive rules. Because it doesn't say like, I don't know, it's like someone said that's just only what absolutely must be there. Like, it's not like explosives have 3 ranges. This is this and this. This is how it works for TNT. This is how it works for dynamite. It's like, you kind of just, you're kind of meant to infer that. But yeah, those in the kill zone, the shrapnel zone, the tertiary zone. Suppression, firing rules. That was, They actually had similar rules in the book I just edited, Across the Thousand Dead Worlds by Black Oath Entertainment. It's just been in my brain for the past little while. Which is why, actually, I've been a bit slower on videos, because I was in I've been in editing mode the whole year so far. Except for January, where I was in book club mode. So this is just to get me back up and running. Thank you to the 11 of you who are here. How's it going? Let's see what people are saying. Anon does write, just not often enough. Well, it's really fun. It's fun stuff. Let's see. It's interesting, a piece like this. Oh yeah, we read that. On the topic of Wolves Upon the Coast, Treasure's End is at print at EF now. Yeah, Treasure's End is in print. We jumped ahead to that a minute ago to say, and Treasure is available on Exalted Funeral or on lukegearing.itch.io/treasure. I wonder if there are any treasure posts on the blog. Maybe. I don't know which ones it would be. Haven't read enough Wolves Upon the Coast Grand campaign yet because I'm bad at reading PDFs. Yeah. I'm usually bad at reading blog posts, which is why we're here today. Wolves Upon the Coast is rad. I'm a sucker for hex crawl. GURPS Spec Ops had a thing like that where you'd gain it based on when you were training or not. In Classic Traveler, you're more likely to be able to increase strength if you are not intelligent, because working out is for stupid people. Oh, wait. I thought that was the other way around. Single nerdiest rule ever. Yeah, that is really nerdy. Okay, having looked up Wolves Upon the Coast, a friend or rival may up the stakes of a boast when it is made. For each complication. Oh, so it's like Adventures of Baron von Munchausen and like Have You Heard About the Beast combined to like give you bigger bonuses. Where it's like, oh, but doesn't it have like an army of smaller minions? And you're like, oh, I can take them down too. And then you get +2 and 2 hit dice, right? That is actually really cool. Oh, damn. All right. If a new boast is refused, challenger has to take it up instead. Ooh. Yep. Cool. All right. Well, here we are back at the archives. I haven't seen any more requests. I'm going to choose one myself. I want to do Stealth in Space and Shooting Through the Walls. These ones are really short. I'll beat the dragon barehanded. Love it. All right. Yeah, we're going to read these two, and then I'm going to go and pick another one that Luke has chosen. In fact, we can figure out what it is right now. Make your own sword. Invocations to a Flame. That will be up next after these two. Flame. Perfect. Once again, if anyone has any requests on the list, we're gonna do a couple more. We're gonna do Iric of the Jar. We're gonna do Principles of Thinking Adventures eventually. But just let me know. Just shout it out in chat. In the meantime, November 27th, 2020, tagged Space, Traveler, and Mothership. Stealth in Space by Luke Gearing. Roll 1d6 and consult below. Value or above is detection. Detection score and ship situation. Detection score 6. Ship situation, running dark, no systems, internal vacuum. Detection score 5+. Passive sensors only, internal vacuum. On 4+, passive sensors. On 4+, passive sensors, life support off but held air, lasts about 24 hours. On 3+, passive sensors, stealthy networking, life support off but held air, lasts about 24 hours. On 2+, needle sensors, stealthy networking, life support. And that's it. Huh. Matt, thank you so much for stopping by. Nice to see you. And that is the end of my tea, too. Invocations. Yes, Invocations to a Flame. That's up next. Okay. So if the ship situation, or 1d6, value or above. So if everything's running dark, there's no systems, and the interior is a vacuum, then you only have a 1 in 6 chance of being detected. But if there are needle sensors, whatever that means, stealthy networking, and life support, there's only a 1 in 6 chance of you staying hidden. Okay. Yeah. This seems just that. It's just that. It's making me think about the thing that I did. I ran a Mothership game, must have been a month and a half ago or something, and they were on a ship that was running dark, no systems, internal vacuum, which, if, like, knowing that, then it would have been good to be like, yeah, if you want to be stealthy, like, this is a place where it would be really easy to be stealthy. Very cool. Shooting through the walls. Here we go. December 17th, 2020, tagged Space, Traveler, and Mothership. Shooting Through the Walls by Luke Gearing. If attempting to blast through walls in a facility or starship, or checking to see what's there, or dealing with a miss, use the following chart. 2d6 results. 2. Radioactive materials. Begin testing for exposure. 3 to 4. Engine coolant. Superheated fluid sprays everywhere. Resolve as flamethrower or laser weapon. 5 to 6. Liquid pipes. Sprayed everywhere. Non-flammable. 7. Nothing. Just material and interstitial space. 8 or 9. Air duct revealed. 10 to 11. Local power line cut. Brown/blackout for 2d6 minutes. 12. Explosive material. Resolve as frag grenade. Okay. We've got bad stuff at either end, but not very likely that it happens. And in the middle we got liquid pipes, nothing, and an air duct revealed. So we have something potentially useful happening more frequently. I was wondering if 12 was going to be like a rare, really good thing. But air duct revealed is like useful, and it's kind of right there in the middle. And I like that. Look, power line cut. Very cool. Could be good or bad. And that's that. Okay. Invocations to a Flame. Here we go. For Luke and for Intercontinental Ballistic Moose. February 21st, 2022. Tagged OD&D and Rules. Invocations to a Flame by Luke Gearing. First ally to man and the enabler of thought, Mother Fire dances in the mind and veins. Those born in or traveling to the uttermost east, where the land is flat and the wind has teeth of frost, still remember how to speak to fire. Those with the kenning may ask a fire to be born in their palm, may ask a fire to increase in size, allow passage, to jump incredible distances, or die. When asking fire for something, roll for reaction. Modify this roll accordingly. Requests to increase, multiply, jump, and dance are at +1. Requests to decrease, recoil, and abstain are at -1. Requests to be born or die are unmodified. Offerings can be made to a fire. Only one of these may apply. A greater gift renders the lesser insignificant. +1 for a 1-hit die sacrifice. +2 for a 5-hit die sacrifice. +1 for a sacrifice worth 500 silver pieces. +2 for a sacrifice worth 2,000 silver pieces. 2d6 reaction table. 2 minus, hostile. 3 to 5, negative inclination. 6 to 8, disinterested. 9 to 11, positive inclination. 12 plus, friendly. A hostile reaction is a violent rejection. The fire is likely to bite or actively do the opposite. A negative reaction is a non-committal rejection. Further attempts are at -2 with this fire. A disinterested reaction requires a sacrifice, but no further roll. A positive reaction is an agreement to the request. A friendly reaction is an eager acceptance. Further requests are at +2 with this fire. For some reason, that gives me Dark Souls vibes. I like, it's just kind of the primal flame, asking a flame to be born in your palm. Was born in or traveling to the uttermost east. That just gives me, like, you could just say to born in or traveling to the Great Swamp, because there's in Dark Souls 1 there's Laurentius, who like has to share his flame with you. Oh, sorry, microphone. In order to like get it going, in order for you to get yours going, right? I love that. I love that. Yeah. Good. All right. We're doing another one. Let's see what's coming up after this. Oh, message behind the scenes from Luke Gearing says, well done on getting through all of Weird War. Yeah, we made it. It was good. Okay, here we go. Luke said, this is required for maximum outrage. After Iric of the Jar, we are doing Against Incentive. And then, if we don't get any more requests, then we'll do Parallax RPG review. And Wealth is What You See. And then for me, we're doing Principles of Thinking Adventures. Does that sound good, folks? And then we'll check where we're at after that. Thank you to the 8 of you that are listening in the background. This is lukegearing.blot.im. Here we go. March 29th, 2022. Tagged under Wolves and Places. 48.01 is probably a hex coordinate, right? I haven't read a whole lot of hex crawls, but I assume that's what this is. So, 48.01 Iric of the Jar by Luke Gearing. A snippet from the forthcoming Wolves Upon the Coast update. In the forest, a vessel is being prepared. It is a full 10 feet across, made of clay enriched with ash made by burning the bones of giants. Threads of gold and silver are woven throughout. Atop it sits Iric, 3 hit die, leather, sword, clad in a voluminous, multicolored robe. To those who seem cautious or fearful, he explains in Norse that he has found this vessel and intends to await the owner to determine its purpose. To those who seem a mercenary, he offers work. The vessel requires a glaze of storied blood. For each human or giant animal body with greater than 3 hit dice, he trades one of the following: 1 of 2 fragments of chisel from Lost Uruk, and directions for using them to cast Pass Wall. A set of platinum tongue sheaths, and directions for using them to cast Speak with Animals. A head-sized lump of quartz with lights dancing within. Thrown into the water, it attracts a sea monster. The beast eats the quartz before terrorizing the area for weeks. If exposed to a storm before being thrown, it explodes within the belly of the beast, causing 8d6 damage. 4 of 20 oily corroded brass coins, each worth 50 silver pieces. They depict ziggurats. After 20 hit dice worth of bodies have been brought to him, he casts a magic jar, stripping naked and climbing into the vessel, sealing it behind him with a lid of gold. In a voice resonating from the vessel, he asks to be cast into the sea. In reward for doing so, he leaves them any unclaimed rewards above, and his material components they have left in his robe. Iric is able to cast the following spells. In human form, he has the noted number of components. Once in the vessel, he transcends the need for components and can cast all once per day. Animate Dead, level 1. Color Spray, level 2. Hold Person, level 1. Lightning Bolt, level 2. Oh, that's not level, that's number of uses, sorry. Animate Dead, 1. Color Spray, 2. Hold Person, 1. Lightning Bolt, 2. Water Breathing, 5. That's that. Love that lump of quartz. Yeah, the lump of quartz. What's that movie about? I used a clip of it in a video once, I think. or no, I think it was. There's the movie about like the guy who starts a scam with a dragon. Like he teams up with a dragon to like pretend to be a dragon slayer, and they like crash, and like the dragon crashes into the water every time, but then like swims away, and then he gets like all the reward and glory or whatever. And they like work together to scam a bunch of people. That's what it reminds me of, because it's like, oh, you may have caused this problem, but you can also like claim to have stopped it if you like can guarantee it'll die, and then it like explodes from within, you know? That's what it reminds me of. Platinum tongue sheaths. God, that's reminding me of the I forget what movie that's from. Oh, it's from Prince Caspian. The masks in Prince Caspian. 1 second. Yeah, for some reason, platinum tongue sheaths reminded me of these dudes. They got weird masks. I don't know. That's cool. Dragonheart. There you go. That's what it was. I knew it was something. Dragonheart. All right. Anon says, it reads to me more as throw the bomb and hope the right creature goes for it. Oh, so there's a, well, it guarantees, let's see. For terrorizing the area for weeks, if it explodes abilities. Oh, okay. It's an immediate, so you have to wait for a storm, and then, yeah, hope the right creature goes for it. That would suck if there was a sea monster that you knew about that was already terrorizing an area, and then you threw a lump of quartz in, and it attracted another sea monster. Oh, that would suck. All right. Hey, Thrift! It's excellent / upsetting that those come in a set. How many tongues are there? Yeah, it's way more interesting than wands. You have to put a little tongue guard on. Why do you need, did it say tongue guard? What did it say? Tongue sheath. So a sheath is something that like keeps a weapon from like hurting you as you're using it, right? Like that almost has like a like power of language thing going on to it, right? Like it's stopping you from saying things that are too dangerous, or maybe protecting you while you're saying these dangerous things. Like what's going to happen to your tongue if it's not sheathed, if it's not protected, you know? It's like a tongue guard. It's like, what are you guarding against? And it has like some weird stuff to do with magic. I just heard a thump. 1 second. We are going to read against incentive in just a moment. I will be right back. Everything's good. I'm back. Hello. Face cam. Nope. Screen recording. There we go. Hello. Explodes upon swallowing. Yes. There are 4 Dragonheart sequels? I did not know that either. We'll have to have a watch party. Watch all the Dragonheart movies. I'm sure the sequels are great. Here we go. This one was requested by Luke Gearing. If anyone would like to make requests, like I say, those 9 people that are around listening, if any of the titles in lukegearing.blot.im/archives catch your eye, we're just jumping around, reading a whole bunch of stuff. So let me know, drop it in chat, and I'll give you priority, because all these other ones are just by the author. I like that. Moose. Okay. March 17th, 2021. Tagged under Invective, System, and Theory. Against Incentive by Luke Gearing. Incentivizing behavior is bad for your game. Axiom. Most players, most of the time, will take the most optional option. Optimal. I said optional. Let's try that again. Against Incentive by Luke Gearing. Incentivizing behavior is bad for your game. Axiom. Most players, most of the time, will take the most optimal option. Incentives create optimal choices, a mechanical reinforcement for taking certain paths, whether negative, you will lose XP if you do bad things, or positive, you will gain XP if you RP well. Optimal choices, once discovered, become boring. You can incentivize the human out of the decision. There is only a correct choice. By removing correct choices, you widen the field of play. More possibilities will be evaluated, considered. In the absence of a correct choice, everything becomes possible. Figure 1 of a, what's it called? What is it called? Picture 1, a rat in a box with labels pointing to loudspeakers, lights, response lever, food dispenser, and electrified grid. Are you interested in seeing players make choices with their characters, or just slotting into your grand design? RPGs can be more than Rube Goldberg machines culminating in your intended experience. RPGs should be more than this, and removing the idea of incentives for desired behavior is key. Desiring behavior in play is something we do to opponents, not collaborators. The idea of the only reason players would do something because number go up is video game design. Besides which, if they don't want something to go up, why is that a problem? Are they not an equal contributor to the game? When a player acts against optimal choices, we are excited and engaged. When they reject number go up, refuse mechanical temptation, and take a choice as a character, doing something which means enough to them to make a firm decision. Instead, a game could be made entirely of these moments, taking the situation as your springboard without reference to an external, invisible, intangible rule set. Being good. Many will reward good behavior with XP. You save the village, you only take prisoners, you are nice to everyone. Being good for a reward isn't being good, it's just optimal play. Acts of sacrifice and kindness in opposition to ease, when actively chosen despite potential loss, are what marks being good. Experience and advancement. The ultimate example, and perhaps the oldest in the field of games, is the experience point. How you obtain these, often, is described as the point of the game. Cementing an objective like this can lock off possibilities and encourage mechanical thinking. We should do action to accrue more XP. However, some schema are more indifferent. They do not dictate how they must be achieved. The classic GP for XP formula does not specify how the gold is gained. Violence, theft, mercantile aspirations, MLM, etc. But beyond this, why do we gather XP? To advance. Advancement as reward poisons the well of player agency and action. It is the expression of number go up. Some systems attach more than numbers, but the core is the same. This is the carrot being used to drive gameplay. By removing advancement, we ask players, why are you playing? What do you want to do? Freed from the tyranny of number go up. This is agency and responsibility, to find worthy and entertaining objectives in the absence of an objective measurement. Of course, characters can still grow. Simply advance them internally, without reference to some prescriptive metric of advancement. If they choose to engage with local powers, ranks and titles might work. Equipment is a concern for bandits, soldiers, and guerrillas alike. Seeking notable treasures and techniques are staples of adventure fiction. Characters do not become static, but collections of experiences. An elegant example of this can be seen in What Time Near Dawn Did They Climb Up the Other Shore Drying Their Wings? Available on s-jared.itch.io/whattimeneardawn. What about themes? A common use of incentives is to encourage / reinforce / enforce tone. For doing things which align to the source fiction, you are rewarded. Instead, we could talk to our fellow players about what we'd like to see and agree to work toward it without the use of incentive. Why do we need our efforts rewarded? Isn't playing fun? We can trust our playing companions to build towards those themes, or let them drift and change in the chaos of play. Anything is better than trying to subtly encourage people like children. Hello, Goblin Junkyard. Hello, hello. How is it going? We have read a bunch of blog posts, and we are continuing. This blog post, is 100% exactly what I have been thinking about most recently. For those of you that are here, the 10 of you in the live stream, and I guess anyone that watches this far on the VOD, I'm making a maybe I won't spoil it. Gosh, I'm working on it so hard. My next big video is kind of about this and how it works in tabletop games and how to analyze tabletop games, and oh man. Olabask, I don't disagree with this, but it feels like this depends on the players involved. Some players expect video game carrots and sticks. They definitely do. Absolutely. Maybe they just need more guidance, support. Yeah, I think there's a no, I think that is, I was going to say undercurrent, but I think that is an overcurrent of design. I think that is a very common thing, both in what players look for in systems and what readers look for in books and what designers look to put in their books. I think it is, yeah. But I think what Luke is saying is like, let's see. Because I was watching, what's it called? I was watching The Good Place recently, right? And that was a big thing that they said, where they were like, there's a big like plot point where is it? Being good. Yeah, it's being good. So being good for a reward isn't being good. It's just optimal play. Acts of sacrifice and kindness in opposition to ease, when actively chosen despite potential loss, are what marks being good. So it's like, it's like if a game gives you XP for being good. I don't know. It says the blog post is saying it by itself, but yeah, I don't know. I think that I think where this, like what this is pointing at, where things go wrong, is when you are trying to direct play by using incentives, right? So it's like saying, oh, my players are being, I heard this on a podcast the other day, actually, where it's like, my players are being murder hobos, so we have to like make being a good adventurer with good story arcs more fun or like required, so that they stop being murder hobos. When like actually, like that's what this is saying at the end, I think, where it's like, if those aren't the themes you want, then like talk with your players as, you know, your fellow players, or just let the game drift and change the chaos of play. I think it's interesting stuff. But sometimes Anon says you just want to play Skyrim with dice. Yep. I was listening to a bunch of episodes of the what's it called? The GG No Re RPG podcast, because I'm listening to every Deep Carbon Observatory actual play I can find, because I'm just on a kick. And wanting to play Skyrim with dice sometimes, it reminds me of like, they said the age-old thing where they were like, there's got to be at least one Monty Python reference in every campaign, you know? Just because it's what you're going for sometimes. Sometimes you want to play Skyrim. Let's see. Okay. Ooh, this one's a little longer. All right. Content warnings. For those of you that are listening, the 11 of you, this blog post has content warnings for violence, torture, and state repression. So be aware of that as we read that one. Next up is the shorter blog post, Wealth is What You See, and then the 14 Principles of Thinking Adventures. And then, how long have we been streaming? Would that be a good time to cut it off? I don't know. I think this is about 2 hours. I think this will be about 2 hours if we cut it off after that. So I'm going to double check the request feed. But after Principles Thinking Adventures, if we haven't got anything, I think we might call it there. So here we go, jumping in once again, content warnings for violence, torture, and state repression for Parallax RPG review. So July 30th, 2021. Parallax RPG review by Luke Gearing. Content warning, violence, torture, state repression. If anyone is able to provide me with a physical copy of the Parallax RPG, I'm willing to pay up to £100 for it. As far as I can tell, there was a physical printing, but I can't find one for sale. This review is based on reading a PDF, which appears to be a low-quality scan of the book. This leads to some doubt around items such as the lack of art, etc. Parallax, 2004, footnote 1, is not a game I think I would ever play. The theme, the characters being members of a secret police agency in an unspecified country, is beyond intense. The lack of art means we don't have large, cool spreads of civil liberties being broken. Whether this is deliberate or not is harder to parse. The text only refers to player characters as such. No terms such as adventurers, agents, employees are used out of in-universe context. Characters are made of a few different elements: attributes, skills, and psychology. The usual attribute array is quickly interrupted. Strength, agility, authority, paranoia, and redacted. That's not me being cute. The attribute is literally redacted in the book. This looks to be someone having actually physically done this rather than a graphic design element, but the nature of the scan makes this difficult to be certain of. Each of these is calculated with 3d10, the attributes being added to skills as part of the resolution system. This messiness is expected in older games. There's no provided character sheet, which might reduce the cognitive overload of doing this. That said, there seems to be no advancement or leveling up system, so potentially these values only need to be calculated once. The skills are one of the first direct mentions of the unpleasantness of the game. The lack of RPG fiction and art leaves the text low on detail so far. Here, we begin seeing listings detailing torture techniques, the ability to gather incriminating material, but also skills in hiding paper trails, collaboration, and prison tattoos. The camera of gameplay zooms in and out wildly here. Some of these are very specific, very detailed actions you'd expect in a blow-by-blow game, whilst others sit much further back, high-level skills such as investigation and family life. The mystery of redacted deepens. It's linked to a strange grab bag of skills, the aforementioned family life, long-distance running, and humiliation, to name a few. At first I thought these mapped onto a D&D framework, but this quickly falls apart. The number of skills is baffling, and the meager amount of points allotted means characters are likely to have to specialize. I think this is the intention, given the number of skills related to pulling on state resources. The characters will often need to rely upon external support to achieve their goals. It's worth pointing out, beyond an introduction, characters are employed as part of the secret police agency. We have no idea what characters do yet. Psychology feels like a section from a different game entirely. A map is given of the character's brain, and each area of this map has a slot. Characters begin with all of these empty. We are told we may, during play, be given idea cards, which sit within each of these slots. Some detail is provided, but no details as how cards are gained. Frontal lobe, personality, branching paths, output. Parietal lobe, identification, relation, input. Occipital lobe, perception, filter. Temporal lobe, support, ancillary. Spinal cord, unthinking thought, reaction. In the scan I have access to, there are no included cards. The controller, GM, section talks about encountering ideas as part of the normal process of play or as a result of failed skill tests. Without access to these cards, it's hard to guess what normal play items might cause exposure to ideas, although the failure of skill checks causing ideas gives some rather interesting hints. Rather than a glorification of secret police, it might be telling they start with heads empty, and the failure of their duties introduces them to thought. This gives a flip side on the skills previously mentioned. If you're operating against the state, many become tantalizing options. The controller section is a mishmash of generators with minimal structure or framing, outside of some loose advice for building and running dissident thinkers. Many of the generators relate to Byzantine rankings and bureaucratic red tape, much of which is explicitly mentioned as not applying to members of the secret police. Others give ideas of low-level criminality, types of state deviance, and benign activities in various locales: habitation block, collection farm, army barracks. Using these tables, the controller is expected to generate the fictional country themselves, something mostly out of favor in 2004. There are no rules or guidelines for adjudicating the use of skills, leaving their application wide open, or assumed knowledge on the part of the playgroup. Statistics for the opposition are interesting, framed primarily in story terms: dissidence and appeal. There's a loose procedure for using dissidents to track how obvious they are, their signature, and how many they convert, using their appeal. Chillingly, the only reward structure is for total people convicted. There is no mention of guilt. If the players begin to condemn too many within some of the various state apparatus, they can expect consequences, but also alliances from power brokers within those various groups. All of this being mediated and tracked with a relationship score and reaction counters. Notably, the statistics of dissidence and appeal are used to describe all NPCs, not just those marked as dissidents for player characters. The combat section is one page detailing how to shoot or strike. Those who are hit either die immediately or are too injured to fight further, possibly dying later on. The next section is 2 pages of redactions. I can't decide if I love this or hate it, if it was done to the scan or is an intended part of the experience. There is no starter adventure nor index. The book closes out with a list of inspirations, a mix of historical reference works and spy fiction, with 2 notable exceptions. The first is A Perfect Vacuum, Stanislaw Lem. I'm not sure how this relates, having yet to read it. The second exception throws much into doubt. History Will Absolve Me, Billy Woods, is an album released in 2012. The entire inspiration section may be a post hoc addition. The font changes suddenly, becoming something akin to Courier. I've seen such dramatic shifts in the older RPG books, but this feels starker. Since reading it, I've not been able to stop thinking about this strange game. I've yet to find any other awareness of it. Despite being something I wouldn't run, outside of a very small group of trusted players who were in for bad vibes gaming, I think it's worth reading. Boring shit. A4, 104 pages, 2-column layout with little white space. The prose reads sometimes ultra minimal, other times weirdly detail-oriented. I suspect multiple authors were involved. There doesn't seem to have been any editing. There are no credits, thanks, or anything else. Footnote 1, I'm not sure about this date. See the end of the review. Weird. Weird. Very cool. Yeah, very interesting, ICBM. Huh. I have, I mean, like, most of you probably know this because she featured in my Dread video, but I'm good friends with Radiger, who writes lots of SCP stuff, and this I'm gonna actually link her to this post because, I mean, not just because of the redactions, yeah, all about exactly SCP vibes, absolutely. Some sort of urban legend thing that doesn't exist except for as a fever dream. Yeah, no, it really does. Huh. Family life, long distance running, humiliation. Damn, what in the world? All right. Well, good. All right. We're going to move on. We've got at least 2 more to go. We'll see how we feel after that. Hello to the 12 people in chat. We are reading Luke Gearing blog posts. She's still living. Yes, although she is moving through the walls soon here next week. We're having some roommate shuffling. But yes, still happily living in the walls. I do be kind of wanting to run an RPG based entirely on the description. Yeah, no, it's there's absolutely an appeal in piecing together something from like a fragment document, right? I think that really scratches that itch. That's good. All right, here we go. February 8th, 2021, tagged OD&D and Rules. Wealth is What You See by Luke Gearing. Remove XP gain. Instead, your level is determined by the wealth you carry / are accompanied by. Obviously, this quickly becomes impossible if it's all in coins. Instead, buy shit. Engraved and bejeweled weapons. The finest clothes from the fanciest cloth. Horses of the noblest pedigree, despite having no mechanical advantage. Your own band singing your praises. A really extravagant hat. So many rings. Capes. Perfumes. Alternatively, this can be another form of carousing. I think a thinking adventure, * system, with a large body of XP gaining activity is interesting. I really don't like milestone XP, but broadening out the scope of the game could still have value. Players all vote for 5 mechanisms for XP gain out of a set of 20 or something. Image 1, a figure with an amazing mustache, large gold pendant, weapons in a sash, and a multicolored robe with a white collar sticking out from between multiple layers of fabric. Figure 2, a similar looking mustached figure in a fez, is that right? Figure 3, a long-haired figure with a little hair wrap. Figure 4, I actually don't know what that hat is called, but a mustached figure with a long rifle, bright red clothes, and another similar figure 4 or 5. The asterisk says, OSR if you're boring. A reminder that comments are just a Discord server. Link up top. And there's a Discord server. Thinking Adventure Inner Circle. That's that, okay. I'm going to use this system to run Firewalk with Me as a module. Thank you for reminding me I need to finish watching Twin Peaks. I do need to finish watching that. Okay. Here we go. Let's double check. Is this going to be the last one? This has been a nice live stream. Let's see. Wealth is what you see. All right. This is going to be the last one. This is a request from Vi. This is my request. This might be the last article, and then we're going to hop off. Thank you all for showing up. We're going to finish off with February 22nd, 2021, tagged Thinking Adventures, Invective, and Theory. The Principles of Thinking Adventures by Luke Gearing. 1. Systems, as in combat system, not system matters, offer a trade, your freedom in exchange for something else. 2. This trade is not always in your favor. 3. Ask yourself why anyone would or should incentivize behavior. 4. Spit in their eye if they try. 5. Try and be brave. 6. Game systems should define parameters, not outcomes. 7. Tools are preferable to mechanisms. 8. Game content should be more meaningful than game systems. If it is not, the content is weak or the system domineering. 9. ACAB. 10. Your loyalty is to your players, then yourself. No others. 11. Non serviam. 12. Justification is always required. 13. No defaults. 14. If you meet Luke Gearing on the road, kill him. That's that. All right. Oops, I keep clicking things. Oh, what do you think, chat? Is that a good place to finish off? The 11 of you that are here, I think that was fun. We got through a bunch of blog posts. Not all 77, of course, but we did get a bunch. She's running a game. GMing advice. Cool. Oh, I just love these. We might do another one. It was fun. Thank you, Anon. Thank you for showing up. Demiurge Assassin. I just want to read a bunch of these. Yar thrift indeed. Well. Oh. Okay, we might read one more. One more as a Troika background. And with Murder Luke Gearing is great. It's true. It's true. If you see Luke Gearing on the road, kill him. Thank you all for joining this blog post reading. Oh, Luke, hello. Thank you everyone for the kind words in chat. Lurking and enjoyed it all immensely. Looking forward to your next blog reading. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Luke. Oh, your words were wonderful. I'm sure you saw people saying it in chat. You know, I doubt we'll come back to this blog, but I hope that you all maybe go and click on a few yourself. I'm definitely gonna read a couple more off air. This has been fun. This has been real good. All right. Well, let's switch back to Facecam. I'm gonna do maybe another one or two of these. I've got some funny stuff lined up that are not blog posts. Specifically these two. I want to read Not Playing Around, Board Games and IP Law, and Do's and Don'ts of Licensing by Musical Theater International, because I think it's funny to pretend that they are, or to see how they could be applicable to tabletop RPGs. I forgot you couldn't see my screen, so you didn't see those. That's okay. I think I'll see you in the next video. Like I said, I have a big video coming up talking about, here we go, right at the end, I'm going to say it, talking about Severance, The Stanley Parable, Minecraft, what else? Root the board game, Root the RPG. It's my Root the RPG review. I'm making a big Root the RPG review, and it's going to be totally normal, I promise. Because I got a review copy from Magpie Games, so I talk about a lot of things, including I'm going to be interviewing a professor of the philosophy of games from the University of Utah as part of that video. So yeah, it's gonna be good stuff. I'm glad you all enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next video.